yourself alone, without being in any particular situation, if the intensity of the experience that leads up to it takes you there.
Wow. In Sahaj Marg, as it was called then, now Heartfulness, it also brought you into contact with the guide at that time, Chariji, and you got to spend time with him and interact with him. Did he ever share his views on art with you, or did you have interactions about art?
No, he just kind of naturally understood my position. You know, when I would laughingly say, all these painters are out there painting, but they don't know why, he knew what I was talking about. He really understood me as a person. But what I wanted to do, the first painting that I did, which was the triple portrait of Babuji that many people have in their homes, there's an interesting story behind that one, because now I am in Sahaj Marg. Now I have decided this is my path. So I thought, well, I would like to come out of my anonymous position. Why don't I do a painting for Chariji that I think he would really like, and that way he would know who I am. So I was looking kind of for a reward, and which isn't the purest way to go about doing things, but anyway, that was the situation. So I started working on this painting, and it was a cold winter in Paris, and I was alone in my studio. It was so cold that I moved the easel into my bedroom, and all I did for 6 weeks was eat soup, paint, and look at Babuji's face with a magnifying glass.
Wow.
And after about 5 weeks, I was awakened in the middle of the night with a vision, a complete vision of Babuji. He actually, I felt like I had almost an act of witchcraft. I had invoked the gods, and the god came. It's only happened once in my life. He actually came to me. And I saw this door that was partially open, and I peeped through the door, and Babuji was sitting there. And I thought, I can't go in there. And he told me to come in. So I went in. And then there were 3 scenes. I was serving him some tea. Then we were sitting on the ground laughing like 2 little kids. And the 3rd scene was a tall man was there with a blanket, and he wrapped me up with Babuji with the blanket. This was more real than you and me sitting here now.
Wow.
It was such a shock that I cried for hours afterwards. I couldn't assimilate that you can really, truly have the visitation of someone who has left this earth and who is a master. It happened to me. Well, that'll anchor you in a method, right?
Also someone you'd never met.
I never met him. So somehow that intense concentration where I did nothing for 6 weeks but try and understand how his face was made, what expression, how I could, that proved so many things to me. Now, of course, you get the proof, and then later on it takes years for you to actually act on that. But to me, first of all, I knew no reward that would come after that would ever equal what had happened. Chari was, of course, charming and delighted with the painting. But I had had my reward. And it's amazing. I was alone. I wasn't in a meditation center. This is how powerful we are. If we had enough faith, it would happen to all of us. It would be part of our daily lives. And when you read Vivekananda and what it was like, what they say about Ramakrishna, they were so intent on knowing God, knowing the Master, nothing else would do, and it happened. And we all have that power. And to me, that was proof, living proof, that we all have this. So it was, to me, an education in faith. Faith should be there because it can be there. It's not an illusion. You're not making it up. It's true. You can have the experience of the divine yourself alone without being in any particular situation if the intensity of the experience that leads up to it takes you there.
Wow. But how does life change after an experience like that? Because, suddenly your idea of reality is being challenged. It's like...
It takes a long time to digest. It takes a long time to, even with that, you have trouble believing it really happened. But like today, I can tell you exactly every image of that vision. And later I understood what it meant. It wasn't just to prove to me, that was of course the main thing, was you can have faith. The divinity exists. It is available to you and to anyone who develops enough intense desire to have it. It will come to them, because that's the way the world works. But the vision of him, me serving him, okay, so you're helping the master. It's something you need to do to contribute to those things that are important in this life. Second thing, you're sitting down and laughing. You're enjoying the master's presence. Just the pure joy of being around. And the third thing, unity. Being joined with the divinity. That was amazing. How concise it was done, how it was made for an individual person. It's like I was saying, you have these rendezvous with destiny. It's made for you. Whatever path you take to get here, to get there, to get to the goal, those tools will be given to you. And they will be given to you according to who you are. So nobody's going to have the same experience. Each one will have his or her experience. But if the intensity is there, if the work is there, if the desire is there, it cannot not happen. It must happen.